Willow is an absolute game changer for the streaming service, and if it doesn't change society and make gay marriage legal, then nothing will. Oh wait. The princess is spunky and good with a sword, so it's obviously going to be just a short amount of time before we confirm her politics, but I bet deep down she still likes Jane Austen. The prince is a bit of a fornicating scoundrel who also wants to teach someone how to use his sword. The princess's handmaiden wants to be the first female knight of the kingdom, which, to be honest, is pretty unambitious. Hopefully she'll realize she might just be one practice session away from killing the princess and one poison dish away from killing the queen and taking the throne and pegging the foreign prince, which is what he really wants anyways, let's all be honest here. You might think this is going to be a progressive show where you're going to get preached at, but then Disney tells you you have to get married for the greater good of the realm, and they neglect to admit that when this was done historically, everyone had at least one side piece. So this is going to be a celebration of monogamy, which is a real setback for polyamorists everywhere. There's a model in hiding hoping to be discovered, and in order to pay extremely high LA rent, is baking psilocybin gluten-free lemon bread. Oh wait, that's just the chick who lives above me, never mind. There's some ballroom drama where the future queen throws a fit at the Hustlers University reject, who is clearly going to be a sensitive poet in hiding, whose lover has yet to be revealed, and without a doubt will be a female conforming to the traditional standards of American beauty. There is an obligatory fight with some genuinely monstery looking evils, and in a twist that only the prince didn't see coming, the prince is abducted to explore all his kinks with them in a dark castle where no one can ruin their forbidden erotic explorations. Foreman is the real bright spot of the show, handing out witty one-liners to spoiled children of privilege that he's cursed to share campfires with. He's going to be your best friend by the end of the 2 episodes. However, he does say things which just aren't true in 2022. Like, in the real world, it doesn't matter who your parents are, which means none of the writers have ever been to Yale or Princeton or worked in a large company. In an absolutely terrifying scene, the model in hiding has to cross a gorge with a very large tree as a bridge, which scares her, but when you look this good, your success is all but guaranteed. The Fellowship is attacked by some bone reavers or bone riders or peggers, maybe that's a little too on the nose, or the cheeks, and chooses suicide rather than stand their ground and fight back. They charge off a 500-foot cliff into the sea, either breaking their neck on impact or drowning, and the show ends. No, wait, they lived and walked across the water after falling off the 500-foot cliff. Well, okay, I've seen Rings of Power. This isn't really that shocking, to be honest. They teleport to an empty Disney theme park in Florida where Bob Iger ripped off Mickey Mouse's head and wrote an ominous screed about how he's going to get Bob Chapek fired. Then a soldier shoves his crotch in our face, not really appropriate for the first episode. I mean, I feel like it's only proper that we wait until at least the 3rd episode for that kind of behavior. Episode 2 kicks off when Willow gets back from a Guns N' Roses concert, nearly overdosing on pills and mushrooms, and tells the queen he has become a great sorcerer, and she tells him, no, he isn't, and he never will be a great sorcerer, which sends him on a dark ketamine bender, and 10 years later he wakes up with a life in shambles and managed to scrape together a living as a circus charlatan, but at least not a Harfoot. Willow sees a tall, attractive blonde and immediately does what the producers of this show did. Cast her in the leading role and tell people she's the chosen one to increase monthly subscriptions to disneyplus. And yet another setback for polyamorists, we see the queen and her first night commit to a secret marriage in a basement complete with a high school makeout sesh. Was that the first episode? Who cares? Yet another setback for polyamorists, we see the queen and her first night sleep next to each other. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm quivering with rage over here. Willow has a constant fever dream of Disney Plus's certain future destruction and all the dead investors that will be wiped out. This is honestly one of the highlights of the 2 episodes for me. The guards are chasing the model in hiding, and for some reason, one of them bites the other's neck because he's secretly aligned with the kink crew and wants to explore non-monogamous, permissionless biting fetishes. Progress? The bard innocently plays the flute by the campfire. Since there are no takers, he becomes interested in the chosen one's great cooking because there's no doubt that he's got a food blog and he's seen what this chick can do for subscriptions. He simps hard for the chosen one, but she knows he's not a top G, so she goes away to practice magic. She fails constantly, and it's not until she's punched in the face that her magic works, so it's good to see some BDSM representation in Disney. Progress.